Well, here we are for the first rugby league fixture of 2016, the match of the day. Under pretty cloudy skies, Central will be here to take on Western Suburbs. Got a pretty rowdy match behind me. Who's going to win today?
West, number one.
Looks like West in 2016. Well, let's check in with the coaches and the captains ahead of kickoff. Rowan, it's game day. Must be a good feeling.
Oh yeah, you train really hard in the summer, and you always look forward to the first game of the season, and not a better place to do it than here at Harker Oval.
The weather won't affect us?
No, not at all. I mean, there's going to be errors out there from both teams, so the rain's just part and parcel of it, but I'm sure both teams are really good for it.
What's your tactic, West?
Probably hold the ball, mate. If we can hold the ball, we'll give ourselves every opportunity.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Oh, you have this one, mate. I'll stand. That's fine.
Oh, the 2016 Newcastle Rugby League season is officially launched today for the live stream. It's a wet and damp Harker Oval as we say good afternoon everybody, where you might be taking our coverage across Australia. Welcome to the Newcastle Rugby League in association with the Country Rugby League and Bar TV Sports. Well, as you can see now, the pitches, it is pretty much pig in the mud sort of atmosphere here at Harker Oval. The lights are on. You would probably think watching the screen right now we're just having the last few moments of reserve grade, and it was 7 o'clock at night, but no, it's only 2:45 here in Newcastle. Well, Morgan Campbell in the commentary box to say g'day to everybody. How are you today, Morgan?
I'm drenched, if you must know, but it's an absolutely sensational day for rugby league. I couldn't be happier. A few late changes for the Western Suburbs side, Pete. All 17 of the first graders for Western Suburbs are out. Jemima Puddleduck is in, and 16 of her relatives. So that's a very interesting call from Coach Steve Storey in his first game. And looks like the thing to do in these conditions. It's outrageously wet out there, sodden, if you will, and reserve grade just finishing up there. The cricket pitch, usually you'd think you would want to stay off the cricket pitch because you might get a few scuffs and might be down a bit of skin. Well, not today. I think the only risk on the cricket pitch is that you might not be able to get out. I think it's going to be like quicksand by the end of this game. But it's hard to know who to tip with that in mind, you know, with West and Central. Maybe it evens it up. Maybe West class tells even more. It's very hard to tell. But, Peter, it's going to be a beautiful game. It's going to be a great exhibition of, you know, what rugby league's really all about, which is, you know, getting in the mud and digging in.
Exactly. Well, this man, everybody loves him in the Newcastle Rugby League. He's come all the way from Cessnock. The big Swede is back for popular demand. How are you, Swede?
Good, thanks, Peter. Wow, this is something to look forward to today. I can't believe it. In the 5 minutes it took me to get round here, I got wetter than a Kentucky tour bus. But gee, it's flogging down here. I hope they're getting this rain up the valley. The Upper Hunter Councils have issued a buyback scheme on water pistols. It's that dry up there. So, I certainly hope we're getting the rain up there. But looking forward to a fantastic opening to the season on Bar TV.
Yeah, great to have you and Morgan in the commentary box here this afternoon. Well, we're counting down to 3 o'clock here. Reserve grade has just finished. So we might quickly go through the sides as they'll take to the field here this afternoon. Let's go through the home side first of all, Western Suburbs. Brad Tye, he is at fullback. He's back from the NRL where he had a stint with the Gold Coast Titans last year. He'll go to fullback. On the wings, well, there's no Ryan Lamb here this afternoon. He's been a late scratching. In to replace him will be Jermaine Ale. Steve Gordon and Simon Williams in 4. Number 5, new player to Western Suburbs, Alatini. Look out for him. They say he's got a lot of speed. The 6 and 7 is Joel Brown and Jade Porter. Dryden in 13. Matthew Herman in 12. Peter Mannion in 11. Chad Redmond, he'll lock the scrum. Also Mark Tafua, the captain, in 2016 for Western Suburbs, 34 years of age. The interchange bench for Western Suburbs, Chris Knight in 16, Nick Mahon in 14, and Jake Finn Also accompanying him on the bench will be Reg Saunders. Let's go through the Butcher boys. This is how they'll take to the field today. Tim Penny at fullback. On the wings is Dane Bamblett and also Cameron Anderson. The 3 and 4 is Dale Clackerty and Brad Calder. The 6 and 7 is Riley Brown and Jordan Warboys. Captain coach for his second year in a row is Rowan Kelly. Partnering him will be Dominic Murphy, Ethan Cook, Matt Baker, Tom McKenzie and Sam Burstrom. The interchange of Jack McNamara, Cody Brooks, Jerome Wilson and Brett Jarrett. And as before mentioned, the captain coach, of course, is Rowan Kelly. Morgan Campbell will go through the commentary side. Who are you tipping here this afternoon? Is it hard to go past Western Suburbs?
I'm tipping Pneumonia this afternoon. That's my main prediction. It's very hard to tell, as I said, who could possibly win today. It's really going to come down, I mean, days like this, all bets are off. It really does come down to who's got the smarter halves, whose forwards are willing to really dig in. I think West probably have the class in the important positions to get them around the field, but I think I'd have to tip West, but you just never know on a day like this.
Yeah, both certainly will bring a lot of both of these sides closer together, these conditions. Just have a look at that now. You can see the reflection coming from the lights on the cricket pitch area here. I think you'd find if we had this downpour at about 10 or 11 o'clock, they would have called this game off, Swee.
Yeah, well, if you look up torrential in the dictionary, it'll actually mention a word called copious. And we've had copious amounts of rain in the hour that I've been here. In fact, the middle is basically underwater, as are the edges of the cricket pitch. So it's going to be very, very difficult handling in there. Teams are going to have to play either side of that pitch. And it's basically going to be all about field position, Pete. Whoever dominates field position will win this footy game.
Well, our Bar TV camera is panning around the ground. You can see Hunters Stadium in the background in the torrential rain from the skies above. There's the lights right now taking effect. Lucky Harker Oval has lighting here, otherwise it would be dark. Well, here we see now the home side led out, of course, by their captain in Mark Tafua, 34 years of age. He played 67 games at the Knights. Before that, he was a Cronulla Shark in season 2012 through to 2013.
Just
astronomical stat, isn't it, Morgan?
It is. Just to clarify for our viewers who might be a little bit confused, that is not an Olympic swimming pool in the middle of the ground. That's in fact the cricket pitch at Harker Oval. I can understand how you might get the wrong idea because I've got to tell you, looking on our monitors here and seeing the players running out towards it, it looked a very curious sight indeed. But it might give you some idea with that amount of surface water quite how rainy it has been in the last hour or so at this ground.
Well, I'm just getting word across from Cardiff that they've got flash flooding over there. And probably in the last 20, 30 minutes, we've had here more than 30 mils of rain dropping here in New Lambton. Well, this is the second season where both of the sides congregate in the middle of the Olympic swimming pool here. And then it will be game on. They'll toss the coin and we'll be underway. Tom Taylor, he's our referee here this afternoon. There's Jerome Wilson for Central in 20. You won't miss him today. Probably the biggest, or one of the biggest out there. And of course, not much between him and Tafua, but I think he makes Tafua look like a dwarf.
He looks like a man mountain out there in this dim light, if you could call it that. Look, I just think based on the type of ground that we're going to be dealing with, not many things. Well, the toss won't make any difference, but kicking games will come into it in big fashion, and both West and Central, Riley Brown is a proficient kicker of the football, and Joel Brown, his brother, pretty much the same. So let's see how them two match up early in the game to see who can dominate some field position.
And of course, season 2016 is brought to you by Bar TV's broadcast partner, Top Better. Get in the game at topbetter.com.au. And of course, if you don't know by now, and you should, there's a fantasy competition for everyone to get involved.
Here we go.
Sunday afternoon football is underway, and the first use of the ball in torrential rain will come through this man, Jerome Wilson, out to his own 10-metre line. That's McKenzie dishing it away. Out towards the 10-metre line, they're dragged backwards by great defence coming through there from Jake Finn. So they're struggling, aren't they? The Butcher boys to come outside their own 20-metre line here. The Rosellas, certainly known for their defence. Now this is Ethan Cook. Outside the 20-metre line, put down there by Fua. Now to Tim Penny. He goes for a dummy half run. Good start here. They've come to the halfway line off the boot of Cook. He puts it along the ground. Sits up for Brad Tye. His first touch back since he was a Western Suburbs junior all those years ago. And captain coach Rowan Kelly's there to collect him just short of the 30-metre line.
Yeah, good start by Central. That's what they would have wanted. A first set away, got to a kick and a good kick chase. West now working out of their 30.
Speaking of another junior, Chad Redman. He left to join the Gold Coast Titans from the Knights in a mid-year switch last year.
I'd imagine the difference between this and the Gold Coast isn't lost on him, dear oh dear.
Well, I don't think he really liked the strip up there. He got a bit homesick and he's back here playing for Western Suburbs this year as we see the first penalty off the whistle of Taylor. And they don't muck around at all, do they, here, Morgan? And Joel Brown, good kick for touch under horrible conditions here.
Yeah, silly penalty there, just a bit of a shove in the tackle, no real need for that. In these sort of conditions, I mean, you can't be just giving away field position. It's going to be hard for sides to make ground up the field. Oh, here we go. But it's going to be even harder if you're giving away penalties and letting them punt it into touch.
So that's Matthew Herman losing the ball on the first tackle for the Rosellas. So the Butcher boys led off the hook there. Back to Wilson. Charges up over his own 40-metre line. 3 of them failed to put him into the ground. Back to comes to McKenzie. They'll try and avoid this area, and that's why. Have a look at that mud splashing around left, right and centre. McKenzie gets it away to Riley Brown. Turning it back on the inside to Jarrett. So first opportunity now for the Butcher boys to come inside Western Suburbs territory. Back to the captain and the coach in Rowan Kelly. He's tackled now 30 metres out from the Rosellas line. Where will it come now? Back off the boot of Brown. He's going to go high to the air. Under these conditions, why not? But Brad Tye takes it tremendously 5 metres out from his own goal line.
Yeah, top player Brad Tye comes with a real professional attitude. He allowed a lot to the Western Suburb Rosellas. They look as though they're a little bit starstruck out there at the moment. Not a lot happening with the football. Turned it over second set. And Central really getting off their line. Great speed, and that's what they'll need to do for the entire game.
Well, Brad Tye, if he keeps that up, he'll go well to be player of the year for Western Suburbs. Tremendous at the back, isn't he? 32 years of age, comes from Moree. Forward pass, though. This will halt them in their tracks, just on their own 30-metre line.
Well, we've seen both sides do it now. Just little silly mistakes. Wests have turned the ball over pretty cheaply early in their sets twice now. Central have given away a cheap penalty. Just got to be careful in this weather. I mean, it disciplines the game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exactly right, Morgan. It's what needs to happen in this type of weather. You've got to shorten your passes up. You've also got to allow yourself another half a metre when you're running onto the football.
So Riley Brown puts it in. He goes himself, steps off the right foot to come back the blind side. And they're going to be tackled. Here's another penalty off the whistle of Taylor. Well, that's the second penalty going to the away side here this afternoon at Harker Oval.
Got to go to the
and
post,
Kelly wants to go for 2 under these conditions.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they're aiming for.
I'd have thought you'd have to, as you say, in this weather, you might not get too many chances to go over for a try. I think if you can get 2 points, I think you've got to take them.
Still, that kick's 32 metres out. It's no easy one. It's probably 15 metres to the left, the upright as well. And it's they're not conditions for goal kickers at any stage. So let's see how he goes.
Well, he's 21 metres in from the Western touchline. He's brought it back to where the penalty was awarded. 24 metres out. It's off the right. This is it on the replay. Back the blind side, and they're going to be tackled. Here's another penalty off the along there with steps off Simon Williams. Right foot back to come back the blind side, and they're going to be tackled. Here's another penalty off the whistle of Taylor at the posts. That's his assignment. Can he turn first points off the boot? It's coming back around. He's got it. Fantastic start for the Butcher boys. 10 minutes gone here. They lead by 2 points to 0.
Nailed that straight over the black dot. Dane Bamblett, 2-0.
Crisp hit, really well struck.
So back here for top better. on the scoreboard, 2-0 after 5.5 minutes of play here. So Western Suburbs, they try and launch it as far downfield as they can. And Central Newcastle on the bring back mission, and tackle there from Dryden. Of course, Dave Dryden, he was stitched up at training midweek from his captain in Tafua. And if you'd like to watch that interview, when player went one-on-one with his teammate, he'd be able to drop onto Bar TV Sports' Facebook page and catch that interview. It's one not to be missed, that's for sure. Mackenzie, they come the short side. Brown, they're trying to beat the first line, but the defence is equal to the challenge. Mackenzie again, a dummy half, picks up the captain and coach in Rowan Kelly. He charges it to Fua.
Good yards.
Yeah, fantastic yards there, wasn't it sweet, by the captain and the coach. Back it down to Mackenzie. Not the best kick you'll ever see, but he's able to get them going backwards, and this is Alatini off the wing for Western Suburbs. And look at this, Cruz Wilson picks him up and drives him back towards his own in-goal area.
You notice Riley Brown just scouting round behind the ruck for that whole set. He's looking to kick under any circumstances to get field position. That's where Central need to be, down the sand playing footy.
So they come towards halfway. They haven't been able to cross the Butcher Boys half much in this first half. Let's see what they've got here. Western Suburbs taking it forward. Over the 40-metre line they progress. Last tackle now for the home side. Look for the kick. Last tackle, last play. There goes the kick. It's heading towards the in-goal area. Penny's at the back, does well, the fullback. He loses the ball, though. So opportunity now for Western Suburbs to go on the attack through the scrum, 10 metres out from the Butcher Boys goal line.
In these conditions, when you carry the ball back, especially when you've got kick chasers coming down the field at speed, you've got to make sure you've got a good grip and you've got a good ball carry. You turn it over in that field position, put the whole team under pressure now.
So 8 minutes here on the top better scoreboard for 2016. As you see here, a scrum, and Benedict Waste Recycling, Bar TV's favourite choice for waste recycling, and I hope it's yours too. Is it your favourite choice for waste recycling too, Swede? If it's not, it will be after this match. I'll give you the tip. This is Porter giving it away to Mannion.
There's a joke in there somewhere about commentators talking rubbish, but I'll leave that alone.
Save that for half time. We need 7 minutes to fill. Backer comes out of 10-metre line here, Morgan. What will they do here? Trailing by 2 points here on the top better scoreboard. It comes back away now to Williams. He's 4 metres out. Put away there by Calder. Calling for the ball is Mannion in a dummy half. Dishes it across. Look for the kick. No, I thought for a moment Porter might have went himself. Common sense prevailed. Comes back then out to Redmond. He works the left-hand side. Finds Brown. They go out wide at a tie. Wrapped up nicely around the legs. Plays the ball back now. Where will it come again? It goes from dummy half. They're going to put in the kick to the in-goal area. Penny's back there. And he's back into the field of play for the Butcher Boys.
It was nice work by Clackety there to break that attacking set down, because if the ball would have got to Steve Gordon, it was a 2-on-1 and West were in the corner.
Struggling to put Ethan Cook onto his back. They finally achieve it there, thanks to Chad Redmond. Because Chad Redmond's back in Newcastle, I understand he's got a local apprenticeship to be a plumber. And of course, he was the former Australian schoolboy not so long ago as well. The kick will bounce favourably in the end for Ty, but he had a bit of work to do to bend down there against the splashing water.
They were going at high speed there. They were lucky not to have a quite nasty collision, those two players.
Now this is Alatini. Back slammed by Rowan Kelly. So good forward meterage here. That will bring a penalty any day of the week, and that's exactly what it does. So this will give them the chance to go well down inside the Butcher Boys end of the park once more, Big Swede.
Yeah, it's just a bit of to and fro at the moment. West look really dangerous down there. That kick from Riley Brown had a touch going through, and really that's the sort of thing you look for from your fullback putting his body on the line. As Ty did then, because anything could have happened out of that collision.
Well, looks like we're in the clear for the rain for the time being. Poured down 60 minutes leading into this match. That's why it's splashing the water everywhere across your screen right now. But it won't stop this man, the 34-year-old captain in Tafua. Redmond dishes it away. Here they come. This is Jake Finn. Fantastic run. 2 metres out from the goal line. Where will it come now?
Oh.
Hold on.
Well,
referee
Peter,
has called it up, Morgan.
That's the world's first ever commentator's curse that happened before the commentator actually made the comment. I was just about to say what a big signing Jake Finn is this year and how he's going to be sensational for West go forward and make them a much more dangerous forward pack, and he dropped the ball before I had the chance.
Yeah, however, it was a very good 15-metre impact run that on the back of a quick play, the ball and Central looked very vulnerable both sides of the ruck.
Joining us in the Western Suburbs commentary box here is Terry Bryden from the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys, doing an outstanding job along with his home side colleagues. We're sharing it all together here with the match officials as the Butcher Boys. We like what we see from them after 11 minutes of the first half. Up by 2 after Bamblett was able to glide the penalty goal through the posts. This is Matt Baker.
I think West's speed of line has picked up in the last 5 minutes, Pete. Watch your guy Tafur and them are getting off the line. West Central are not making a lot of ground in attack, and catching the ball well behind the ad line, some of the forwards. So that'll have to change.
Kelly, hard and straight as you'd expect from the school captain. Here's the kick inside the 40, well inside the 40. More like a 30-20 if he can angle this towards touch. But Brad Tye goes across and cuts it off. If the ball didn't cut itself off from going into touch just on the 20-metre line of Western Suburbs.
And there's a difference in Brad Tye carrying the ball and Penny carrying the ball at the other end. Tuck the ball under his arm, 2 forwards hit him, impact reaction, ball comes out. Brad Tye, ball in 2 hands, going to the line, making the defence think all the time. Professional player. That's
Steve Gordon with the ball, Swede. Plays the ball just short of halfway. They roll forward tremendously. Look at the big run there by Dave Dryden. Taking the Rosellas inside Butcher Boys territory. Back to Tafua. He charges into Kelly. And the mud splashes across the Bar TV sports screen here. 38 metres out. They come the blind side again. This is the 4th tackle. They're going to kick. Oh, it's come off a Butcher Boy. Came back to a Butcher Boy. Might be a penalty. It is.
He's offside.
He was offside. 30 metres out from the Butcher Boys goal line.
A little unlucky there. That was a fortuitous kick there. It could have gone anywhere. Had it gone through, they had 4 chases inside and out. And, just Penny back. Could have been dangerous.
Another chance here to post first points of 2016. Picked up and driven. One of them in the tackle there was Cruz Wilson. Don't forget, 2016 referees are able to put players on report. They'll review it. Matt Harris told us after round 4, they'll signal to the Bar TV cameras if a player has to go on report. So far, nothing of that in this match. This is Joel Brown. 2 metres out from crossing for first points. Oh, they've lost a football, the Rosellas. Credit to the Butcher Boys. They're enforcing the error.
Yeah, they're defending very strongly, Central. They're showing plenty of desire on their line. West have got a lot of creative players, not to mention a lot of big forwards. And the tactic there seemed to just to get as many big blokes as possible and hurl them at the line, and they were repelled very well.
Just keep your eye on Matt Baker out there for the Charlestown Butcher Boys. Doing a good job in defence and attack. Haven't seen a lot of him, but he did well then. He covered a lot of ground, made 2 tackles around the uprights and then moved right to come up with a really good tackle and turn the ball over.
Had a couple of good stints off the bench last year, Matt Baker. He was very strong every time he came on. So that doesn't surprise me at all that he started well today.
So Cruz Wilson partnering on his right-hand side, the captain coach in Rowan Kelly. One of the oldest in the Newcastle Rugby League competition, Rowan Kelly, but he loves what he does. And 2016 will be no different. Got a few more years left in those aging legs. That's what he tells us. Some might say they don't think so, but you never know. As now, where is Riley Brown? He's been quiet, hasn't he?
Oh, high tackle.
Went a little bit high. It will bring a penalty, but that'll be it. On, of course, Jordan Warboys here on the 30-metre line. Speaking of Brown, there he is. Bangs the ball into touch and gets the Butcher boys up towards halfway here.
Yeah, Riley being the ultimate professional, he'll just ease himself into this footy game. Had basically the whole season out last year with a debilitating knee injury. So he'll ease himself into the game. I'm pretty sure he'll start to look at West and see where the holes are and start putting some forwards on his outside very shortly.
Just looking at the replay there, coming back to the live shot, as we see the 16 just getting off his haunches there in Brett Jarrett for the Butcher boys, just getting a bit of attention to his left eye socket there, a little bit of claret coming out, but the trainer just wipes that away so he can see clearly to play the ball back. So Western Suburbs defending here, then jolting the ball free. Jake Finn hit Kelly, ball and all, and the ball just came splashing out.
Well, Rowan Kelly, the coach will be having a word with him at half-time, you'd imagine, after that one.
Better self-form is no recommendation.
So we're live and exclusive this afternoon across the Bar TV Sports Pub Network. We're taking the coverage through the Country Rugby League. Wherever you are across Australia, or in fact, we're having a few tweets coming across from the ditch. Welcome to the Newcastle Tooheys Cup for 2016. The Rosellas searching for their first try of the year here. Are they about to get one? Gordon, he got it back on the inside. The cover scrambling well. Gordon again, he wants to go from dummy half. He finds Brown. Angling it close, aren't they, towards the 10-metre line. 20 minutes gone here. Porter, they're lining up. Back to Benyon. Held up, is he?
Just takes the sting out of the attack there. They were starting to really roll on West, but being held up over the line, they've got to pick it up, walk it back to the 10.
You will notice a good push around the ruck. West as though they're looking to a couple of different points on the field that they want to aim at, then come back and find a weakness in Central's defence.
So chance not gone. Here's the kick. This will be testing conditions. They go high. It's come off a Rosella. I think you'll find cleaned up at the back. I think you'll find over there it's Cameron Anderson for the Butcher boys, the youngster out on the wing.
I'd love to see
think
a
Gordon
replay
missed
of that.
it in the air. Gordon missed it in the air, and but it did look like Penny had knocked it on, but the referee was waving his arms for play on even before he touched the ball. So
I'd love to have a replay of this. I reckon there were a few chases offside on the left there. I'm happy to be wrong, but they looked offside to me. We might need the Zinger Black for that one.
We'll stick with the action as the goal line dropout has gone down to Mark Tafua on the bring back. We'll go to the replay when we get a break. It's ready to be rolled, Morgan. Your request here on Bar TV. You say what you want and you get it. So we'll stick with the action here because I think you'll find they'll apply the pressure again here very intensely and they'll look for that 4-pointer. If they can't, they'll roll in and try and get the ball back. But we'll stick with the play. 20 minutes gone here at Harker Oval. Dummy half work is effective. Got them going crossfield, the Butcher boys. Here's a chance. Williams links up with his winger. Alatini.
he dropped it.
Has he dropped the football? No, he hasn't. He's going to give the try.
Well, there you go. There's our first bit of controversy for the afternoon. The linesman reckons it's a try. He's got a better view than I do up here in the grandstand.
Well,
So Western Suburbs, they get reward for trying to go wide. You would be tempted in on this sort of day to just keep punching it up the middle. But
well,
they
here
took
it
a
is on
risk,
the replay.
went
Look at
wide.
him get down low in the Bar TV.
Just
No,
check
I'll
on
take it back. He did get it down. Yeah, he got it down solid. He just looked from my point of view through the rain-soaked window here that he might have just lost it. But he has got that down right on the line. That's a great decision by the touch judge.
Yeah, we have a decision and we're going to the board there, Peter. I think I can give that one.
Thanks, Morgan. Always wanted to be a referee, and the dreams come true this afternoon.
I love the idea of the bunker because it's just like being on the lounge, isn't it? You
Well,
can
it's
just do every game.
they pinched the idea, but for our season's 4 weeks after the real, the NRL starts, we had that all intensive purposes, and the bunker here says try. So
Maybe we could have a bunker for the real NRL in one of the pubs or clubs that takes the coverage.
you never know. And of course, it's the Newcastle Rugby League for everybody that's struggling to understand why we went back. We were the real NRL from 1998, but that was coined, of course, by the Newcastle Herald Journo back in the late 90s. But the official name going forward from this season under Matt Harris's guidance, it's Newcastle Rugby League. It'll be hard to stop.
Yeah, still real NRL for me for the moment, I think.
That was real, that try, that's for sure. So here's the kick now. Jade Porter, 34 years of age. He's a proven match winner, proven kicker with the ball too. This will test him though. Right out on the chalk, western side. Trying to bring it back around. The touch judges, they wave their flags down. So Western Suburbs, after 21 minutes here, thanks to Benedict Recycling, they've gone to the front. They lead by 4 points to 2.
I'm just thinking as that kick went over or went wide, I hope the ball boys are getting extra today. Dear, oh dear.
3 places you don't want to be today: a water runner, a ball boy, and on the bench.
Yep.
So we're back here at Harker Oval. Western Suburbs being able to pick up the first try of the year. Alatini, what a one it was for him as well. Their electrifying winger. Won't be his last try this year if he's going to prove he can finish off in grand fashion like he was able to do there. Redman. They run it straight and hard towards the middle of the cricket pitch. As you can see, they're trying to avoid the pitch at every opportunity here, Swede.
Start to feel like West might be getting a little dominance straight after that. This is a really good go-forward set. They've just punched yards out, picked 60 metres up the field already on the last tackle here.
Here's the kick. Where's the fullback in Penny? He's coming through. Did well. Diffuses the situation. Yeah, I mean, I was up at Maitland yesterday, and this game certainly has the same feel as that match. Of course, the Maitland Pickers got off to an electrifying start against last year's premiers, but towards the back end, they certainly showed their class, Lakes United, yesterday.
You will notice for Central, not a lot of forwards getting around to the right-hand side to give them any effectiveness up the other side of the park. Everything seems to be coming this side of the ruck, which is easy pickings for West at the moment.
That's Mate Backer. Going sideways in that tackle from Tafua. I think he's just lost it cold there, Morgan, right on his own 40.
Yeah, that's another person that I said was good. Drop the ball. I'm on fire. Did you hear about what I did to Andrew Sumner yesterday?
What did you do to Andrew Sumner yesterday?
I said he's got one of the best kicking games in the competition, and then for the rest of the day, I don't think he hit one clean.
I will notice that Central have made a couple of replacements. Out the big redhead out there, Cody Brooks, happens to be a cousin of mine. I'd like to say hello to all the listeners over there in Kiwi land. To my very ill mother, I wish you all the best and a speedy recovery, Joan. And to all our whānau over there, I hope you're enjoying the coverage.
The big Swede. Speaking of bigness, Brad Ty at the back. He's after a happy ending here at the Western Suburbs Rosellas as far as rugby league goes. 5 metres out from the goal line. Looking to play out his rugby league career here in the NRL. Like this man, Mark Tafua. 15 metres away after their second try of the game. Are they about to get it? Great ball! Oh, they've dropped it. It was on. The handling just let them down in the end.
Well, they're keen enough to go wide, aren't they? And it's working for them so far. They've gone out to the wing twice, and once they've scored and once they've very nearly scored. So Central, again, you need to work out what to do here. If you compress your defence, you risk them going wide. If you don't, you risk them busting you up the middle.
Well, I think he would have been called back anyway. We just had a look on the replay. It looked like it was a forward pass.
West building numbers at speed. Just like clean, quick play the balls, getting to edges very, very quickly, and that's really putting the Central defence under pressure. Got to get some field position. Central spoke about it earlier. Can't play down that end all day. West will crucify him.
Just to keep everybody up to date with yesterday's Newcastle Rugby League results, Swedes Cessnock Goannas 26 defeated Macquarie 12. Souths 40 defeated Curry 14. Souths got a run on late, and I've got to say Phil Williams up there He's not a happy camper. He's actually devastated with how they lost that game in the last 15, 20 minutes. And I just alluded to the match that I was at, Maitland and Lakes. It was 12-all at half-time, but Lakes 32-18. As we see them busting the field. Great run here. Murphy comes down the tie. He got it back to Penny.
Oh, hang on.
That's high.
That's a Hills hoist. That's what that is. Dear, oh dear. I can see how it happened. They were going at different directions. Now there's a stink. But that was a great piece of play from Central. The West defence came right up, compressed, and dared them to go wide. And Central said challenge accepted and busted them open. Good
well,
bit
he
of
had,
play.
to come up with he had to come up with a tackle. Needless to say, he was wrong-footed in a wet ground. I don't think it was intentional. We'll have another look at it, but we'll decide then. But, yeah, it was a desperate tackle and needed to be had.
I think you're right, Steve. I don't think you can really blame him for the fact that it was a bit of a coat hanger, because he did seem to slip a little bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, wrong-footed, sticks the arm out.
Well, they've got the option, Morgan, of putting him on report, and I think you'll find that this well could be our first report card for 2016.
He jerked back very awkwardly, didn't he?
There it is. First man on report for 2016, Jermaine Ale. They'll review that at the judiciary throughout the week and notify clubs by 5 o'clock on Monday afternoon.
Probably take the 2 here, Central.
And they are there, Swede, right in front. Mate, we've got a break in play. Cessnock 26, Macquarie 12. Mate, what's your summary of yesterday's clash?
Yeah, it was a dire game in the opening half. 30 minutes gone, still 0-all. Went into half-time 6-4. Both sides exchanged fairly heavy defence, if you like. It was a very defensive structured first half. Second half it opened up a little. And in these, I don't think there are any very weak teams in this comp this year, so you don't have to turn over a few balls, get a bit of momentum against you, and things can change very quickly. I thought, Cessnock scored some good tries in the second half, but the game was still in the balance with 15 to go at 18-12. Just after Macquarie scored, Cessnock scored directly in the next set, and that sort of tied the game up.
Here's Bamblett to level us up here at Harker Oval. He does exactly that. So 13 minutes out from the break here on the Benedict Waste Recycling scoreboard. It's 4-all in a grind here in the mud.
He's hitting them very well, Dane Bamblett. If they can just go up in 2s, they might be all right today, Central. But West's, having seen Central take the 2 from pretty good positions now, on 2 separate occasions, are just going to have to be careful about giving away penalties in that sort of area.
Again, Riley Brown, though, not afraid to throw the 30-metre pass then in this weather.
Well, it might show the way to go from here on. I mean, if Wests are going to come up and get really high in defence, Central are going to have to go wide or get swallowed.
And the issue there was the first 3 blokes rushed up out of the line, the other 2 stayed back, and that's where the hole eventuated.
Taking it to the 10-metre line. Locked forward, gets off him. In Dryden, that looked flat. Referee said play on. Just as a matter of fact, the referees don't have any communication equipment out there at the moment. We understand that they're looking to get the funds to go forward, but if there's a big decision, they will say time off and consult one another and then make a decision. But yeah, I think they've got to sort that out in conjunction with the CEO and everybody involved.
Very old-fashioned, I don't mind that. Bit of heritage round stuff there.
And they've got to give Tommy Taylor a bit of an accolade. He's looking pretty fit out there. He came out to Cessnock earlier in the year and done about 8 or 9 just fitness sessions with us just to get his fitness up to first grade level, and he did a good job. He worked really hard.
Don't forget, we'll be joined by Matt Harris, the CEO of the Newcastle Rugby League, at halftime. So don't go anywhere. You'll be able to hear the thoughts and what the grand plan is for the Newcastle Rugby League in moving forward for the seasons to come. So Western Suburbs here through Jermaine Ale, giving it back to the left-hand side of the field. They're lining up to take it forward. This is Herman, taken into the tackle there by Cody Brooks. 10 minutes to go before half-time here at Harker Oval. That's Chad Redman. As I said, he joined the club. He wanted to come back, and he's got the chance with his family now to stay in the Newcastle area. But I was talking to him the other night at training bid, Sweden. He's still hopeful that he might be able to get a crack with the Newcastle Knights down the track as well. So we'll see a scrum pack down here. It's a tight one at Harker Oval. Don't go anywhere. It's a grinding contest, as you'd expect under these harrowing conditions. The sky is definitely not letting the rain come through it at the moment, but it's been pouring down all morning here in Newcastle, making this a contest to have here on Bar TV Sports here this afternoon. This is Brad Calder, the centre three-quarter, grinding it outside their own 40 towards halfway. The Butcher Boys.
There's Baker again. He carries the ball really well. Yeah, they're going to give him a spell for a little while.
He really is a worker, isn't he? He's a workhorse. Give him the opportunity, and he'll just aim up in attack all day long. This is War Boys grubbering it along the ground. Brad Tye, he's been busy at back, the former NRL player. Over 171 NRL games with the National Rugby League in conjunction with the Knights, the Panthers, and of course the Titans.
Well, Central got to be careful here. There have been like half a dozen of them in front of the referee then on both those first two tackles. Don't want to turn the ball over with this type of field position. Just got to stay healthy.
Looking to go to the edge. They go up the quagmire on this opportunity. Look to come to the commentary side through to Fua. That's exactly who they find. An inspirational captain. He's been with the club for a few seasons now. Of course, came across from the Sharks where he played 21 first-grade games for Cronulla. Timmy at the back. Timmy Penny. What a name for a fullback. Rolls off the tongue quite nicely. You love that as far as commentary goes. This is Bamblett. A strong name, a strong surname. Can he live up to expectation this year? We'll find that out as seasons unfold. This is Cameron Anderson.
What do you think
Put
of
away
his name,
there
Pete?
by Tafua. Thoughts from Campbell?
What do you think of Cameron Anderson as a name? Do you like it?
Unique, original.
Okay.
Same as Campbell. Like that too. And Dunstan. Can't get more Maori than Dunstan, can you, big Swede?
No, sir.
They name a few sheep after that too, don't they? The Dunstan sheep down in Dunedin, do they? That's what I heard. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Hold on, here's a knock on here from War Boys. Didn't quite go to plan that set of six either.
No, not
Just
quite.
like the commentary.
They were looking pretty steady until then. The play up to that point had been quite good, but that one just came a cropper on the last tackle, I think, there. And both sides have got a few of these in them, and it's to be expected. But it really is going to come down to which side drops the ball the least and which side gives away the least penalties.
Well, if history is anything to go by, this is where Western Suburbs are lethal. Leading into the break, they can be in the match and be close in the match, but then all of a sudden get a sniff and put their dominant stamp on the opposition. Are they about to do that here? This is Porter going wide. Williams stepping, weaving, looking to straighten up. He's still going, Williams. 8 metres out from the goal line. Here come Western Suburbs. Backer comes the Tye. He finds Tafua. He's lost the football. Tafua's just put it down. You can't blame him. Greasy conditions.
I think that might be Reggie Saunders on the field, actually, Pete.
Or is that his opposite? Yeah, it is. This has come onto the field in 20. Reggie Saunders.
You don't often see them on the
field. A couple of anomalies there with those two last turnovers. Both times the referees failed to play the advantage. And I couldn't see the fact that Central had touched the ball, so I don't understand that ruling. Maybe we can have a chat to the referees boss about that, but it looked like Central should have got the advantage in the centre of the field and there on those tackles.
I hope we can pick it up. I dearly hope we can pick it up. Look where Reggie Saunders is standing off that scrum. If he's not the biggest 5'8" you've ever seen, I'll give it away.
Look at the strength in those thighs there. Put them to good effect. Coming in off the wing now, the centre three-quarter actually is with it. This is Dale Clackety. 20 metres out from their own line, the Butcher Boys. This is Cody Brooks looking to straighten the ship as straight as possible here. 4-all on the Benedict Recycle waste scoreboard. Wasn't held. Speaking of Reggie Saunders, I think he's lucky to get away with that.
That's the first run by Jake McNamara off the bench.
Might have been knocked down.
Pretty classy little run.
I think Central are going to get this back. Yeah, they are. Tim Penny just pushed the pass, but the Western Suburbs player came up and knocked it down. So they're going to get another set just inside their own half.
And don't forget, if you want to join our fantasy league here at Bar TV Sports in conjunction with Top Better, all you have to do is log on to Bar TV Sports' Facebook page. All the details are there. It's relatively easy. Just click on it. It's only a 3-step process, and you can join the fun.
I don't mean to gloat, Peter, but I did have a couple of wins yesterday.
You already joined up, have you?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
no,
that's
actually, to be honest
great.
with you, I do mean to gloat. But anyway.
How much did you win?
I don't know. I backed Cessnock yesterday.
Fantasy dollars, of course.
With the line and head-to-head. Bit of local solidarity. Money in the bank, my friend.
Just to give you the tip, if you won it, you can't win it because you already work at Bar TV. Bugger. No, I'm only joking. Anyone's eligible to be in it.
Is there a prize? That wasn't made clear. What are we? Hello.
Prize is a chance to commentate first grade in the NRL each week. How good's that?
Fantastic.
No, there's $200 a week up for grabs, so get involved if you can. Move your fingers to the keyboard and get involved.
For all, Pete, this is a real crucial time. Just before half time, 6 minutes to go. Centre field, whoever dominates field position here and comes up with some points. Could be hard to pull back in the second half.
Well, they're giving the away side the chance here. As you can see there, the touch judge on our western side raises his fluoro yellow flag, and that's where they'll take the first hit up of the fresh 6. And this is Brett Jarrett. Prop going for a run in Sam Bernstrom. In to replace Cruz Wilson in jersey 8. He is. He's got a bit of power behind him, hasn't he? There's a chance here for Penny. Penny's within 4 metres of the Western Suburbs goal line. Deep back line, spread to the left-hand side. Will they come this way through Kelly? Charging forward. He's dropped down centre of the field. They sprint to the left. No, they go the right-hand side. Oh, they've lost the football.
Yeah, it's a chance wasted there. They could have done a Wests on Wests. You said it before. The Rosellas lover try on half-time. Central had a big chance there.
What have we got left in this half? 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's right. Even if they'd have just put it into the in-goal, but easy enough to make a mistake in front of the goalpost on a day like this.
Yeah, West playing in the best part of the ground now. They'll look to get down this end, try and force an error from Central and put some points on just before half-time.
So a try for Western Suburbs in the first half, if you just joined the telecast. Are they about to get their second one? I think he might run out of gas. Look at the
bit of a forearm there from Tim Penny. The lino
water
might be
around him. Here's a penalty.
Yeah, Tim Penny just lost his head there and threw the sly little forearm. Not surprised the referee got involved. I was expecting to see the flag come flying in.
This is it on the replay. Check this out. We've got it right now.
Back awkwardly, didn't he, in the tackle there?
So another chance leading into the break for Western Suburbs. Again, can they stamp their authoritativness here? This is the big number 10 rolling it forward in Jake Finn. Back to Knight in headgear, giving it away. They come short. The Butcher boys praying that they can hold the...
Well, there's only one guy defending 20 metres around the post then. And they've got to have that. If they get some push on a quick runner, the quick play, the ball will be all over.
So here's Knight going from dummy half himself. Calder stops him in his tracks. 2 minutes to go before the break. Back to Porter. Look for the kick. Dived on by the Butcher boys. They've saved the day. 10 metres out from their own goal line.
Just 3 sets left in the half. Central will have 2 of those based on 3 minutes to go. I just think that West were a bit rushed in that attack. They still had another tackle to go before kicking, but such a poor ball out of dummy half, he had no option, really.
So 3 minutes remaining in the first half here. Grinding match, as you'd expect in these conditions. Played the ball there, was Bamblett in 2, finds Penny. He dishes it away to the centre of the park. I think you'll find that is the 12 in Dominic Murphy, with the strapping around his head. Look for the little chip and chase. I don't know if that ball's going to set up. He puts it on the toe. Will they get it back? Ty. He's got no chance. It's play on. It's kicked ahead. Dived on by Western Suburbs. Wow, that was an interesting passage of play of Newcastle Rugby League.
Well, that's what you get when you put a player of the skill of Ethan Cook out in the second row. They wouldn't have seen that coming, Western Suburbs. The little chip and chase, the Central players certainly knew it was on, and in the end it was a real lottery to see who came up with the ball. That's exactly the sort of thing they need to be doing, taking a few chances.
Yeah, a bit of dry weather footy there, nearly came off. Bit of luck involved, and that's what you need in the game.
So inside 90 seconds here, as the rain starts to intensify as we head into half-time, 4-4. 2 penalty goals to Central for their 4 points, as I mentioned before. Western Suburbs got the try, the only try of the first half, thanks to their flying winger in Alatini. Inside the 40, the kick. Will it go into touch? It's rolling that way. It's going, it's gone. The 40-20 for Western Suburbs with 1 minute remaining on the clock, first half. What a kick, sweet, in these conditions.
How do you fancy a field goal here from off the scrum? What do you reckon? 4 all?
Well, they'll only get 3 tackles.
Hosing down rain. Oh, it's not going to be a scrum, of course. It's a tap, but they'd have to be tempted, wouldn't they? If they can't score off these first couple of plays, you never know how that point might come in handy.
I'd say they're going to go left at the 7.
I think Western Suburbs' style is to throw it around. Alatini after his second try. Alatini, they'll consult with his touch judge and give the try. Forget about the field goal when 4 points is on offer. And now they go into the break, leading by 8 points to 4 with a kick to come.
Strong try by Alatini. Did everything he had to do, got low, made it hard for the defence on a wet day to get any type of grab or handle on him, on his jumper, whatever, and a good try in the corner.
Well, I want to have a look at the 40-20. We've queued it up here. This try came off the back of this tremendous kick. Pinpoint accuracy. Look at this. Under these conditions, you'd think the ball would set up, not do exactly what it did there and go into touch.
Well, those sort of things can be the difference, can't they? A little bit of class there, not much on, jams down the short side and puts it into touch, and then they're good enough to only have 3 players and make the best of them. Forget about that mug who said they should take the field goal. That was a great bit of play out to the wing.
Alatini,
he had plenty to do, and he got there.
Well, he wanted his second try, and he was able to get it right there.
The old Western Suburbs classic, eh? Tried just on half-time. Central would have thought they were about squaring this game, not only on the scoreboard but in the contest. And all of a sudden they're going to start the second half chasing.
Oh, it's the way Western Suburbs play. You know, they when they don't want to go for the the drop goal or the penalty goal, they just chance their luck, and then their confidence just goes from there, doesn't it, Swede?
Bit like a tortured lover, breaking everyone's heart.
And hello to all your tortured lovers back across the ditch, and a few of ours as well. Here's the kick from the touchline. Oh. Waved away from Jade Porter. So the siren goes in the background. A grueling first half of Newcastle Rugby League. Central hold their heads high, but Wests were able to extend the margin for what it is right now. They go to the break, leading by 8 points to 4. We'll hear from Matt Harris shortly, but thoughts of the first half, Steve Swede Dunstan.
Yeah, exactly what we probably thought it was going to be in these conditions. A grinding type game. Not a lot of either team had field position of any great magnitude. However, when they did, they've come up with West have come up with a couple of tries. Both been on the right-hand side to Alatini. Both very good tries. And for Central, they've had 2 really broken field opportunities. They haven't really built anything inside West 20 that really saw West having to defend. So second half, Central will be looking for a lot more field position to give themselves a better chance of getting back into the game.
Thoughts there from Cessnox. The big Swede, Steve Dunstan. Well, on Friday morning, I actually caught up with the CEO of the Newcastle Rugby League, Matt Harris. This is what he had to say to rugby league fans.
Well, the Tui's Cup 2016 Rugby League season is not far away. In fact, it starts on the weekend. So it's a timely chance we have a chat with the CEO of the Newcastle Rugby League, Matt Harris. Matt, thanks for inviting us out here, mate.
Happy to be here.
Mate, we had the season launch last night. Great night.
Yeah, it went well. Had it at the Hunter Stadium and good to get everyone together and start talking about football.
The Rugby League has announced that the grand final is back at Hunter Stadium.
Yeah, it was a big move for us last year, and it was extremely well received from the players, officials, supporters and our corporate supporters as well, and more than happy to have it there again. Look, we'll tinker with a few things and make some improvements, and it'll be bigger and better.
Yeah, I mean, we got over, what, 7,000 there last year?
Yeah, just over 7,000. Look, the weather didn't do us any favours. I think it rained up till about 1 o'clock, and we had some help with the 2 teams that were involved, and 7 of the 8 clubs were represented on the day. So we had some things go our way, and the weather didn't come to the party. But look, that happens, and we have to be prepared for that again. But we're quietly confident it'll be successful.
Last year, Lakes United, a fantastic story, a fairy tale story, wasn't it, them winning the comp?
Yeah, the whole season I think worked well. It was really competitive. A couple of sides that weren't expected to go too well performed probably above expectations, and Lakes was definitely one of those. And I think Macquarie's run at the end, they had a lot of injuries and stuck together, and they hadn't been there for a while. Lakes had some really horror stories over the last few years. To get those 2 sides on game day at the end was look, as an administrator's dream. So yeah, we were happy with that.
There's a few things to speak about today. Of course, the Knights Ambassadors Program. Tell everybody what that's about.
Yeah, look, it's been running for a few years, and what has happened in the past is that the top tier guys from the Knights get allocated back to our district clubs, and they help or work with the district clubs to obviously promote rugby league within their areas. We're probably trying to formalise it a little bit more this year. I've had some chats with some people in at the Knights, and we'll be working with their ambassadors, with the district clubs, Newcastle Rugby League and the Knights, to promote the game at junior levels, through schools, and obviously at the district clubs as well. So we'll make it a bit more formal, a bit more structure to it, and try to make a wider net that we can attract some more participants.
You've also got a few new faces on the board of directors.
Yeah, we've had a couple of directors leave over the last few months, which has left 2 spots for some casual vacancies. We've taken our time to kind of assess the skilled set that's on our board, and maybe some additional people that could come along and add some expertise in a couple of different areas. Mike, a bit of a high profile coup for Newcastle Rugby League. Obviously everybody's aware of Mike's involvement with NBN and through the business community, and we were extremely excited that he jumped at the opportunity, and we think he'll bring plenty to the table. And Graham Bailey's the other guy that came on a week or so ago, and Graham's been involved through Cessnock Juniors and the Maitland and District Junior Rugby League for many a year. Had a lot of involvement in the establishment of the 13s to 17s Hunter Valley competition, and has that knowledge at that junior level that we think we need more of. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Mackin might score! What a great grand final try!
What a finish!
That has to be awarded, and it is! Jack Mackin, 19 years of age, has come up with an absolute stellar grand final try!
Moving forward to seasons 2007 and beyond, what's the grand plan?
Look, we're probably going through a phase at the moment where we've had to take stock of where we are and how we do things. Obviously, losing our grant a couple of years ago from the Knights has probably accelerated the need to look at change. There is definitely a lot of conversation going on at the moment with our stakeholders about what that change looks like. We finalised our strategic plan only a few months ago, and within that there is significant change that we've identified. Moving forward over the next few months will be continued discussions about what that looks like and how the governance of the game off the field is run. We anticipate there'll be some significant changes, and we think that those changes will be needed to make sure that we continue to be at the level on and off the field that we need to.
And speaking of levels, I guess volunteers also play a big role in Newcastle Rugby League.
Look, and that's probably one of the key areas we've identified that we need to create some change, so that as a governing body we can provide additional services back to the volunteers. I think that everybody would acknowledge that as life goes on and there's more and more legislation and legal requirements, even at that volunteer level, that seems to make it harder for someone to turn up on a day and put their hand up. So I think that what Newcastle Rugby League needs to do is to come up with a model, and particularly from a funding perspective, that we can actually put more people on at that administration level, so we can take away a lot of the administration duties that the volunteers have, and let the mums and dads and volunteers just turn up and help their club or help their team. So look, that's a goal. It's within our strategic plan, and we'll keep working towards that.
Well, all the games start this weekend. What would your message be to the fans to come along and support you guys in 2016?
Yeah, look, it's great football, and I don't just say that as being the CEO of Newcastle Rugby League. It's we've got some quality players within our competition. Even look at this year, the Brad Tyres, Chad Redmonds, Riley Brown still running around, and we've got some young guys coming through that potentially can be stars. You look at Corey Dennis, that played with Lakes 19s last year, and
or Carrot Holland.
Carrot Holland. So the list goes on and on and on, and it is good football. We encourage as many people to come along as
And we've got a few characters in the game too, don't we?
Oh, we do. It's what rugby league is, and that's the beauty about it. But look, I'm very confident that it'll be another competitive season, and the attraction of sport is being able to turn up, and you hope your team wins, but you're not confident, or you don't know for sure that they will, and that unpredictability of results is what makes it exciting. We saw that last year. I'm pretty confident that we'll see that again this year, and that's what makes it a good game.
Enjoying your job?
Yeah, look, it's been challenging. There's a few things that have happened since I've started that were a bit out of left field. But look, it's what it is, and I get to wake up and get paid to talk footy, and I'm quite passionate about it, and I do get a little bit frustrated at times with things that happen that are a little bit out of my control, but that's the industry, and you just got to keep fighting through it, and yeah, I do enjoy it.
Thank you for that opportunity to promote the game, the great game, through Bar TV, and hopefully we'll go for many more years to come.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
12 metres away, back to Adams. He finds Murray. They're looking again for a possible try.
Got one.
And they might have just got it again. They've got two grand final tries in the space of 2 minutes. Oh, Lakes, they're coming home all right. They've gone to the front. Well, we're back here for the second half on Bar TV Sports. Get involved in the conversation here this afternoon. Work your fingers to Twitter and Facebook and let us know your thoughts with how this game has unfolded in the first half. Well, sit back, buckle yourself in. We're going to be in for another enthralling 40 minutes of Newcastle Rugby League.
Just as we start back, Pete, the rain starts to get heavier again. It's starting to get darker. It will be dark here by the time we finish, I imagine. Daylight saving now over. Written by 4:30, 20 to 5, it'll be pitch black.
So first set of 6 here in the second half. They come the short side. This is where they've exploited Central's right edge for the entire 40 minutes. Now they come towards the quagmire. This is Reggie Saunders.
It'll be interesting, Pete, to see if Central do come down west left-hand side, because they didn't go there at all in the first half. But once they did, they made a break.
So Joel Brown testing Bamblett. Gone backwards though. And the sigh of relief goes around the ground from the Butcher Boys faithful, who have made the trip here under wet conditions to Harker Oval. Now this is Brad Calder on the second tackle. This will be the third. The winger in Cameron Anderson. Stopped in his tracks there by Tafua. Now to Dominic Murphy. Good go forward here. Underneath them. This is the last. Look for the kick. They're going to go high to the air. Testing kick. Ball skids. for the Rosellas, Jermaine Ale, to pick it up comfortably off the ground. As we say, welcome back to Morgan Campbell for the second half.
Yeah, this first 10 minutes is going to be very interesting. You would have to think Rowan Kelly would have had to pick the players up there at half-time. They would have been very deflated by that late try. And this, as we see, a near knock on there from Wests. This first 10 minutes of the second half will give a real indication of how well he's been able to motivate them to start the effort again in the second half.
They're bashing and barging their way forward, aren't they, the Rosellas? Riley Brown in the tackle. He's about to take the tackle again of... Look at them over the top, hitting in numbers 4, 5, and they still find it hard to put Tafua on his back. Here's the kick outside the 40. Where's Penny?
Chasers are offside on the left-hand side again, Pete.
That's him now. Thanks, Morgan. Keeping an eye on the wider ruck as we go in for the close shot. And this is Cameron Anderson. Right in the middle of the park. Look at that rain coming from the skies above. Looks very effective coming across our cameras here on Bar TV Sports.
It's not as bad as it was, to be fair. It's still raining, but it's not quite the torrential rain that it was when I got to the ground about 2:15.
What contrasting days we've had in the last 48 hours. Brilliant sunshine yesterday, 28 degrees up at Maitland.
Well, some say it's raining cats and dogs. You might think it's raining Dunstan sheep.
Oh, boom, boom. That's why you're here, to provide the humour. Dunstan sheep. Very good. This is Wilson. Splashing his way down to the 40. Rolling forward here. Look for the kick. There it goes in towards the in-goal area. And they see it go dead.
Interesting tactical innovation. I just got word from half-time. The central players are wearing gumboots in the second half, so Rowan Kelly's got them sorted out there. He had one of the players duck off to Bunnings Warehouse in the interim and come back with 17 pairs of gumboots. So that's very clever, I think. That's the sort of tactics that Central need to win this game.
Just a point to notice. I noticed the referees making the guy tapping the ball from 20-metre restarts yesterday, and again then if he doesn't do it from the centre of the post or the centre of the field, they call him back. So anywhere 5 metres right, 1 metre right, 1 metre left, come back and tap it again.
This is Simon Williams. He can score. Classy back, prolific try scorer, Simon Williams. Mark Tafua dragging them on his back, but look at this offloading in the tackle ability. This is Porter. Beating 1, beating 2, still going Porter. The Rosellas here, 35 metres out. They'll have to bend down and pick this one up. Looking around, surveying their options, keeping it alive. Ty, giving it back to Mannion. He's gone without it. Brett Jarrett picks it up.
That's a fair bit of skill from Brett Jarrett to throw that pass, but I'm pretty confident there was a knock on there. Yeah, and the linesman agrees. It was a pushed pass by Brett Jarrett that did go to hand, but then the player who caught it, I can't just quite catch who it is. He just lost it in the contact. It's the 6 there, Joel Brown. Not Joel Brown, pardon me, Riley Brown. Just lost it in the contact, but you can see there again with that push pass, Central are keen to move the ball and take a few risks.
If you compare this start, the second half start to the first half, the game there was 4 offloads in the last set. The game's really opened up in the first 5 or 10 minutes. So coaches might have had a say at half time and said, boys, even though we're playing wet weather footy, let's make it a little bit more exciting and see what they've got defensively.
30 metres away, up by 4. Western Suburbs. This is Steve Gordon. Knight. He finds the 10 in Finn. He's gone without it. Picked up by Wilson now. He's juggled it, lost it. Referee, keep an eye on him. Says go back and play it, Central.
This will be
or
interesting.
Is he going what's he doing here?
It's a question of advantage, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, if he's travelled 10
metres, it'll be less ball.
Yeah.
He said that Wilson took the advantage.
Here, Swede. West will get the feed here. So
it's a really tough call. I mean, how do you measure it from there to there? It's up to him. It's his perception of what he's just seen. He reckons the guy's travelled 10 metres and we'll go with him.
So the cameras take you right across the scrum here as they come to the short side here. Williams, he's a prolific try scorer. He's short by 2 metres. Alatini looking for his hat-trick. Alatini! 2 metres away. Mannion, they cut out him. They come back through the back line.
Really some big impact on Finn when he's running. They're trying to alleviate that ball carrying, that offload.
The Rosellas on their roll forward towards the line. Denied by a metre. That's the 4th tackle. Knight, he dishes it away. Porter, a metre out from the goal line.
Central only have 3 players on the left-hand side of the upright. If West can get there could be trouble.
They're looking to crack double figures. They're up quickly on Porter. Came off Central. Referee will call it up 20 metres out. He's given a penalty now.
Offside. It was
offside. Porter not so happy with that ruling. But penalty goes to the Butcher boys here, 15 out from their own goal line.
And someone could see what I could see from up here. They tried to get the ball out there. Just the ball was slow and the passes were inefficient. So the ball never got to where it needed to be quick enough. Other than that, they had probably a 3-man overlap.
Williams in defence, assisted there by Alatini. What's the chances of him going in for his hat-trick? What was the markets for Alatini on the top better markets?
Whatever it was on this showing, it'll be shorter next week.
Morgan Campbell there chiming in. This is Wilson. He's chiming in. Can't quite get his
He's hard to handle, isn't he?
away.
Every time he takes the ball up, it's requiring a bit of a committee to form to knock him over.
Throwing the dummy. Here they go. Here's a chance. Anderson. He's down the sideline. Anderson. Oh, what a tackle.
Still
Great
in.
tackle by Western Suburbs.
Still in. His leg was up in the air, so he's not out.
It's still on. Western Suburbs here. Back towards their own goal line. It's the Butcher boys attacking. Riley Brown. He's going to kick it in the in-goal area. Williams flies high and has to take it dead. Goal line dropout.
Yeah, for all the good work they did there, Pete, the last play the ball was about 6 to 8 seconds, which meant West had time enough to find players on the right-hand side to just...
Well, he ended up taking the ball on the full, obviously. We're way up here.
They just broke it down. Very quickly, the players covered up what was sensing to be a hole in their line.
This is Peter Mannion looking for a hole in the central line. Riley Brown, first grade game for the Butcher boys here this afternoon against... Here they go, here's a chance. Anderson, he's down the sideline. Try-saving tackle there. Tackle from Western
Still in.
Tackle by Western Suburbs.
Still in. His leg was up in the air, so he's not out. Just coming from the field.
It's still on.
He's only changed number 3, which means that they've got 7 more interchanges to use in the last half an hour of this game.
They come the edge. Now they come towards the cricket pitch. Trapped in the bog. 4 metres short at the halfway line here. Western Suburbs, they'll cross their halfway line here.
It's the 14, Nick Mann, is on the field at the moment. And the 17 is coming on as well.
Well, the touch judge here being questioned by the Butcher Boys players. The referee wins the occasion, of course, allowing the penalty going to the Rosellas, and they just kick it into touch. 22 metres out. So they'll take the tap, and Western Suburbs again rolling it forward, middle of the park. And it's just gone straight through them on that occasion. Tremendous defence coming through, led of course by the 14, I think you'll find, from the Butcher boys in Jake McKenna,
it
was jolting the ball free.
Yeah, it was Nick Mann who carted the ball up there and just got the fumbles. It happens so often when a player just comes onto the field. They might struggle to get into the pace of the game, and you see new players on the field make mistakes quite a lot.
So Western Suburbs here, this is the big tackle, and the ball just
fell right through them. And this is why we've got the scrum being fed here by Jordan Warboys. Puts it in. The referee and Tom Taylor says, let's have that again. Wasn't happy with that there.
And that all comes from the way the player's carrying the ball in the wet. Gets it up, the trajectory of the ball is in front of his body. He's putting the ball in front of the tackle. And it's always, in this weather, it's just, it's a risk. And it shouldn't be a risk.
Steve Dunstan there giving us an insight into ball carrying in the wet conditions here. We thank Big Swede and Morgan Campbell for their valuable time here today. As the Butcher Boys coming forward again through Jarrett. Not much in this 4-point ball game here at Harker Oval. This will bring a penalty right on halfway.
Get your whistle out your mouth.
I'm not quite sure what that was for, to be honest, Peter. I wonder if it might be for picking him up and maybe swinging him. He's sort of indicating, I don't know, that's a strange motion he's doing there.
I think you got the markers offside.
Ah, yes, that's not square. Okay. Because there didn't seem to be a lot in the tackle. It was just a good solid shot. So that makes sense. Here comes Central. This is a big set here. They've got a little bit of field position in the first few minutes of this half. They need to make something of it.
This is Brown. Taking it forward is Murphy. Reggie Saunders over the top. Mounting a play to the edge. Penny back to Clackety. Only 8 metres away.
And that's the danger of obstruction, players standing in the line instead of running through. Central had a good play on then. Had he kept going or beaten that tackle, it would have been pulled back for an obstruction.
This is Wilson. McKenna. Warboys. Western Suburbs dive on the loose ball and come away with it. 12 metres out from their own goal line here.
Yeah, I think that play was just a little bit too intricate. Trying to do the hit and spin and wrap around bit of work there. And the timings just didn't quite come together for them.
And I think with those players out the back, I think what Steve Storey said to Brad Tye is you look after the players out the back and the other guys will just stay in the line. So West don't have players dropping back, so there's no numbers on the edges.
So this is Peter Mannion in his 10th season in Rosellas colours. Of course, he came across from the Western Suburbs Magpies in 2006. So 10th season for Peter Mannion. Now Cameron Anderson, nowhere to go. Speaking of Mannion, he takes the tackle of him. 40 metres out from their own goal line. They're up quickly. Penalty to the Butcher Boys right on their own 40-metre line.
Well, their discipline's gone a little bit wobbly in this second half. West, they've given away a few penalties here, and Central are getting a couple of opportunities just to get into their territory. As I said before, if they don't take one, West will be all over them. They're the kings of the sucker punch, Peter.
Well, they're allowing this man to charge forward. The captain and the coach. Rowan Kelly to his feet, plays it back. Brown. He now finds Jerome Wilson. Mann gets off him. Trailing by 4. Good play up the back. There's the kick. Ricocheted off a Rosella. Picked up, I think you'll find that's Brad Tye.
Yeah, tackle 4. Pretty... the kick was premature, to say the least. They had numbers, actually. They put it through the hands. It was a good opportunity for the 5 down this right-hand side. Cameron Anderson.
We said it at the start, didn't we? It's going to come down to the halves and the men that control the play, and West's halves have come up with a couple of plays and Central's haven't quite.
Well, sometimes there's a turning point in a match, and that could be it, because West had piggybacked Central down the field twice, given them 2 chances in their, which they didn't have in the first half, and come up with an error on tackle 4. Didn't even get to the kick.
It was a lusty kick downfield. That went about 65 metres.
So Dan Blambert spinning, trying to beat Joel Brown. Of course, joined West from Cessnock. What was it? Last year, Sweet? He came down 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago, yeah.
Of course, Joel Brown, he's at home in either the 6, 7 or 9 jersey. Pretty versatile player for any club. As the Butcher Boys come towards the halfway line here.
It looks to me like Steve Story gives Joel Brown a bit of a licence to throw some early balls. They've got some good centres, and rather than like put plays on, he's giving them some early ball and let them have a shot at the line.
So the Rosellas good go forward from dummy half. Losing the pass though.
This might be play on.
Has he said, the referee?
Might be play on.
He has. It's play on. Will they get it back?
Your steward's inquiry.
Well, I'd love a
If
replay
this is
of
a
that.
try. Well, they would have sent that one to the bunker. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. It looked like either a knock-on or a forward pass, depending on how you call it.
This is the decision that I'm talking. The referees can't hear one another. So this is the perfect example that they've got to go across the other side of the field
and give a knock-on.
figure out what each other's saying to one another.
So it's going back to the knock-on.
If you looked across, both touch judges have remained where the mistake happened and called the ball forward. So if it had been a try, it would have been pulled back anyway.
It's essential that the officials need communication, dear.
Well,
That's for sure. What happens if it's 12-all and they get it wrong?
Well,
you can't blame them, but we need to sort that out to go forward.
We need to raise the money. I mean, maybe we need the juniors going around with the buckets or something. Can't we have some sort of, I don't know, some sort of charitable trust for referee,
Well, I'll start. I'll throw in $5.
Charitable trust for the referee and linesman
I'll buy the
audio
batteries.
equipment.
What are you going to buy, Sweet?
I've got some loose change in the glove box. And I mean loose.
Somebody, please, get on eBay and sort this out. So the scrum will be packing down here,
Maybe we
right on the 20-metre line.
What about a semaphore system? Maybe a few different coloured flags or something.
I know everybody's going to say rugby league has, survived 100 years, but we're in the day and age where technology is available, but it just seems we don't have many buckets to go around. They've got a bucket sale at Kmart this afternoon for 50 cents for 10 litres. I think we'll go down there on their way home. What do you reckon, Sweet? This is Mannion. We'll help you out. Don't worry about that here on Bar TV Sports. As we see now, Western Suburbs are going through Mannion, playing it back down to Gordon. They're throwing around at every opportunity, and charging his way forward is Mann.
And there's an illustration from Mann how to carry the ball in the wet. Tuck it, get a good carry, put your body in front of the football, and don't push the ball into the tackle.
Now to Williams. Can pick out a try from anywhere on the park. Where will it come now? Back towards the middle of the park. Porter, he puts one in towards the in-goal area. One leg in the in-goal area and one out was Cameron Anderson. Now he's been smashed by the kicker in Porter, right on his own goal line.
Certainly was. That was a big collision from Jade Porter. They've been pretty good, the back threes for both sides so far today. There hasn't been too much drop ball and pretty safe under the kicks. That's been one of probably the cleanest areas of the game.
Just going back on that
like a mini moke hitting a Hyundai i30, wouldn't it?
It was too classy. I understand yesterday, Sweet, just to clear that up with the referees, they trialled a cheaper system at Souths. So it'll be interesting what Craig Dybert and everybody comes back with to see if that was successful. But they've had to pretty much figure it out themselves. Here's the kick downfield here. This is Ale swinging across to Brad Tye.
What a
and the Maureen. Of course, his birthplace 32 years ago is on his back, on his own 20.
How much do flare guns cost, Peter? Flare guns.
Flare guns. Can I get one up in Cessnock?
I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe the linesman could use them. If there's a knock on, send the flare up. Be a bit of colour and movement for the kids as well.
That's the Bog.
Oh, this
That's
is
not
great
his
viewing.
nickname.
Look at
That's Reggie Saunders.
Look at these pictures. That's magnificent rugby league, isn't it?
This is old-fashioned rugby league.
We haven't seen a linesman or referee fall over yet today, which has been a disappointment.
Well,
Usually a wet weather game, you're a chance. I don't mean any ill will towards the referees. It's just funny when they go down.
Brown. Oh, it's gone backwards. Referee says no. He disagrees. Sweet, how did you see that?
Yeah, it looked like just a simple knock-on. The ball is very slippery, even though the balls are waterproof. At this stage of the day, it's more about the mud and the residue from the players, the Vaselines, and what else is on their bodies. It makes it very tricky to catch. By the way, I just got a text through from Cessnock, and it is raining up there. It means the crooks can stop milking the radiators instead of the gas tanks.
Oh, it's all happening up in Cessnock. In what do they used to call Eknock, Cessnock? Still Nicknock.
Don't forget it's number 10 tourist attraction in Australia.
Listen, Peter.
So next time you get up there, mate, bring your bathers.
Listen, Pete. I just remind you that you're outnumbered here today, so I'd be very careful. It's 2 Cessnockians against 1 Novocastrian, so
That's
just go
speaking
easy.
from a councillor of Ward B.
Thank you.
Morgan Campbell. Also delivering the Newcastle Rugby League, and Morgan was out calling the Cessnock game yesterday when they knocked off Macquarie 26-12. But
another big chance here for Central. They've got to take one of these.
it's a chance that they've got to come away with points. They've been down here on a number of occasions, and they've come away empty-handed. Is that about the change? Not like that, it's not.
Well,
Brett Jarrett.
Push the pass. It was it was on. If he catches it, he probably strolls through the gap, so you can see why he did it.
But an excellent ball from McNamara there, like 30-metre pass, really opened up the field for Riley Brown. But yeah, the ball was poor.
Well, we're still at the half-time score of 8-4, and we've had 22 minutes of the second half here. A try in it. You're watching Bar TV's live and exclusive coverage on game day here on the home of Newcastle Rugby League for the last 3 seasons. And don't forget, you're able to watch every match right here on Bar TV Sports. Just click onto our YouTube page and share it around. It's going quite well. Excellent, in fact. The word is out there. Bar TV Sports in 2016 once more. This is Penny at the back. In trouble. He's back in the field. He's lost the football. Gordon's on the spot. Gordon thinks he's got the ball down. Now, this will certainly bring the referee over to the touch judge, one might think, or is he going to back himself? He's in the spot and he's backed himself.
I'm going double knock on anyway. I really don't think he got the ball down.
He looked at the touch judge. He did look at the touch judge, and the touch judge said, yeah, it was a knock on. I don't think Taylor saw any of the knock on there. He thought that the player had held the ball.
Well,
so as far as he was concerned, he was going to let Penny play on. He picked it up beautifully. It was a good piece of hands there. But then just on the collision, the ball came out.
Yeah, the collision with
very, very lucky indeed because
Porter. Well, he's got his knee to it, Gordon, but
yeah, you could never call that a try.
Call that a try.
He was very lucky that it didn't. If it had
we can't say that you'd never call that a try because I have seen tries given like that before.
Good call, Swede. Expect the unexpected in rugby league. Alatini.
Ball's come out.
Losing the ball after he was trying to bag his hat trick of tries.
I know what Alatini's nickname is, but it probably should be Scud because he gets around along the ground like a Scud missile. He's very hard to detect. And he's very hard to get a handle on. He was nearly over them for his third.
It's as if neither side wants to win at the moment. They seem to just be competing to see who can drop the most ball. It could be, really, with 15 minutes to go, with the score at 8-4, it could well be that if one side can just come up with one play with a few clean passes and a bit of incisive attack, it'll win them the game. Because you can't see more than one try left in the game.
Check out all the action. We've launched our new website throughout the week. Log on to www.bartvsports.com.au where you'll find every game that you're after of your chosen local sport. Nice and colourful. Just like this run by their hooker in Tom McKenzie.
They've worked out a dummy half really well in the last few minutes, Central. They're snapping out of there very quickly and making good ground. There's going to be some tired forwards from slopping around in the mud all day, but that's going to be out on
the full, Morgan.
Dear, oh dear. What a thing to happen.
I've got a feeling that was a back row who kicked that.
His kicking licence is revoked. Ethan Cook, okay. But that looks like the play. I know that didn't come off for them, but working it up the middle out of dummy half has been pretty valuable for Central of late, and as the Western Suburbs forwards get more and more tired, it could be the way they make a fair bit of cheap ground.
What a shot. What a shot by Wilson. Is that the turning point of this match? If they can get possession and get on the scoreboard and get us locked up, mark that down. with a few question marks as we go inside the last 14 minutes of this second half.
And the old cricket pitch gets another victim. See how the ball held up when he played it in the ruck? It made it a slow play of the ball, a slow pass from dummy half, gave the defensive player time to get his shot and his defence organised. And, yeah, it was never going to be a good scenario for the catcher.
Because the catcher was Nick Mahon. Just got jolted with the right shoulder there of big Jerome Wilson. Will that lift them? Has it lifted them? 38 metres away from the opposition's line, Wilson. The man that gave them this opportunity is on his back. 30 metres out, centre of the park, 13 to go. Good hands there by Brown, throwing the dummy. Back through the middle of the field, left and right, causing havoc. They're up quickly. Joel Brown led the charge.
Going to have to hoist this to the air, I think. Just create a lottery.
War Boys, where's Ty?
Penny's
he
offside.
Hasn't taken his eye off the ball.
I think Penny was offside there. They've got
Red
away
Ty,
with it.
there he is, right on your screen right now.
Just a little bit too deep,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
but a good
Just
idea
little
by
bit too deep.
Central. You know, effectively, someone's got to compete for the ball. That's a better kick than the one that went out on the full.
So the Rosellas, Steve Gordon at the back there, I think you'll find that actually cleaned it up. Speaking of Steve Gordon, the centre three-quarter, here's his opportunity again to shine on a dreary day here at Harker Oval. But the contest is on. 4-point ball game. 0-0 the second half if you've just tuned to the coverage. Penny going back towards his own in-goal area.
Oh, hang on. They won't.
Well, that was an interesting little play. Porter just slipped over and that allowed Penny to go straight past him.
He might have slipped over, Pete. I think he had a little bit of assistance from Dane Bamblett on the way down, who dropped the shoulder into him as he was coming past. The referee saw it and conversed with the touch judge and said it was all right. But it would be a terrible way to give away a penalty, something like that.
Mahon over the top from the Rosellas. 30 metres out they are from their own goal line. They're looking to come to the edge. This is the man to exploit the gap. Can't quite break free of Ty's tackle.
Well, it looks like Herman did something then running back because he grabbed at his knee. That's why the little hole appeared. And he looks like he's done something to his left leg.
There's only 11 minutes to go. There's the kick. Under all sorts of pressure. But they're able to put in a good kick in the end. And Alatini swats Bamblett off like he was swatting the mosquitoes at Ayers Rock.
I feared for Riley Brown there. He was really prone as he had that contact with the Western Suburbs defender, but he's got up and he's back in the line.
So Baker gets off him. Now comes away to their inspirational leader once more, Tafua. And the 34-year-old former NRL player might have been able to get a penalty for his efforts there. I think they'll just take the tap and keep the pressure going here.
Depends
They're
what they think
around.
of their kicker. If they rate their kicker, I'd reckon they'd take the 2 here. But no, 35 out in the mud and not exactly on centre. I can see why you kick for touch. Let's see if they can complete a set. If they can build a lot of pressure.
They love to back their ability. Will it pay off for them? This is Mark Tafua again, with more than 88 NRL games under his belt. Away to Porter. Is there something looming out wide? Williams stepping around. He's 4 metres out from the line. Western Suburbs back that out of Porter. He finds Dryden.
Well, here's an interesting ploy. The West centres are playing together on the right-hand side of the field. That's why Steve Gordon's had 2 hit-ups in the last set on that side.
Brown, back to Ty. Still going Ty. He's on his back. 2 metres out from the goal line. Brown giving it away to Porter. He's kicking for Williams. Where's the chasers?
Nope.
Alatini couldn't quite get to the ball.
Knock on. Interesting, the little things that you notice on the field. You'll see when Central are defending on their line, the fullback Tim Penny's actually standing up on the try line, which means that they've got 13 defenders and they're not susceptible to that block play out the back with the overlap on either side. But the trouble with that is that if Jade Porter or Joel Brown decides to just roll a little kick into the in-goal, Penny won't have the advantage of being behind the line.
Yeah. I think the little change is Steve Gordon's dropped back to fullback. Brad Ty's playing left centre.
So 9 nervous minutes. I'll wait. Both sides in defence and attack. Who's going to take the 2 competition points away?
Big
Butcher
charge.
boys fired up, aren't they? Rosellas. What that matters, they're leading by 4 though.
The territorial game's just changed a little bit here in the last few minutes. It's been Central who, for a couple of minutes now, have just had to ruck it out of their own end. They haven't had anything like a chance to score for just a little while now, and they're being stuck between their own try line and the 40-metre line.
Well, that was easy pickings there from Ty and Brown. Wilson, he tries to get the heavy legs pumping and takes the shoulder of Dryden. 8 minutes to go. Here's the kick downfield. Straight to the centre 3/4, and Gordon goes for a bit of a goose step across field before the cover meets him on his own 30-metre line here at Harker Oval. Losing the ball is Alatini. It's played on, picked up by Calder. The Butcher boys.
Well, here they go. Big chance. 8 minutes to go. What have they got in attack here, Central? Can they stick a couple of passes together and find a try? They won't get a better opportunity.
Brown turning it back to Baker. That's the 20-metre line. Brown goes himself, Riley.
Big trouble for the 12 here for Western Suburbs. Is hobbling terribly, and he's up in the line, so they might be able to run it.
Boys, away to Cook.
There it is. The knock
The ball
on.
pops out. Dived on by Rosellas. 10 metres out from their own goal line. 8-4. 7 minutes to go here.
Well, I did mention Matty Herman was struggling about 10 minutes ago, and nothing's changed there. They mustn't have anyone to come on this left-hand side because they're going to leave him out there. I think they've still got a few interchanges left, or he's off the back now. Yeah. He's definitely got a problem with his left leg.
Alatini wrapped up by Jarrett.
Nope.
Told to play it again. What's unusual that you see a second half at 0-0. That's exactly what we're witnessing here. Time off.
Here we go. We've got the human alphabet here.
A few cramps in the game here for the Butcher boys. That's an unusual shot that you've got on your
look,
screen.
isn't it?
It's a beautiful look. I don't know if we can get in closer to that, but why would you, I guess. But different type of shot by our prolific cameraman here at Bar TV Sports, Kerry. If you want shots like that, Kerry's your man.
Don't know how we feel about that recommendation.
That's one of his better ones. 35 metres out. Kerry taking us inside the last 6 minutes here. Look at those pictures showing the crampness.
Oh, it's fallen out.
On the Rosellas here in the final minutes.
It must
5 minutes to go.
It just has to be more tiring, doesn't it? To be running around out in this mud. Every single step is just that little bit harder. It just needs that little bit more effort. And it shows in the last few minutes, especially early in the season.
Oh, this was Bamblett. Had to go away after the Redmond kick. So they're grinding their way through the middle. Look for them, no doubt, to take it up the middle and to go wide. That seems to be the plan.
They can't imagine they're going to score from 60 metres out. What they're going to do is get down there, get some field position, force an error from Wests, and hopefully come up with an opportunity to score a try. That's not going to happen from where they are now.
Wilson, not happy there. Told to play the ball quickly there from his hooker in McKenzie. His space out wide.
Nope. Didn't work for
Bamblett
Bamblett.
sees it go into touch.
You can see what they were trying to do again, but it's just the same story. The last pass not quite sticking. If Bamblett had been able to reel that in, he might have been able to charge down the touchline or punt it back inside, but it wasn't quite to be. 5 minutes to go here. They're only going to become more and more desperate.
Well, Jake Finn's in the middle of the park on his knees here too, Swede, for Western Suburbs. I don't think they've called time out yet. Now they have. Stop the clock. We do.
I would have called that smart play from West because they did. They showed Central the edge 60 metres out and said, if you want to go at us, get around us. And they tried. And in this weather, it's a 50-50 chance you're going to come up with an error. And they did come up with the error. It's just an opportunity that they have to have down that end of the park, not right back here.
So time back on. Inside 5 minutes to go. 0-all in the second half. 2 tries to Alatini for Western Suburbs and 4 points for Central have come off the boot of Bamblett. That's the 30-metre line. That's the 13. And that, of course, is Dryden. They're locked forward. Redmond plays it back, inching their way going forward. Porter going across field. Porter looking for support. Puts the big don't argue into the butcher boy in Calder. Inside the 20-metre line they attack. Last tackle now for Western Suburbs. This is Porter. He'll kick. It's ricocheted. He's got it back.
Yeah,
Double knock on.
Double knock on though.
But again, how does Central look at this? They've got to get down this end if they want a chance to play some field position and get some points. I might be wrong, but I don't think they can go 90 metres in one set and score a try.
Well, they haven't got any fullback in place here, West, off this scrum. I don't know if Central, it would be, I would admit, a pretty daring play to hoof the ball upfield, first tackle 5 metres from your own line, but there's nobody home.
Well, Steve Gordon's playing fullback. He's packed in at lock.
So you can hear the crowd jeering on. The home side trying to push them over the line. Penalty.
Well, they needed that. That's an opportunity.
This is their chance. They can't muck around here, Morgan. They've got to kick it in a touch.
Yep. If Jordan Warboys can get a bit of this, give this a bit of a cloud upfield, they might be able to start a set from better position.
Well, he's clouded it to the 30.
Yeah, but they are going to have to go wide, you'd imagine.
Well, I've got a bit of access at the timekeeper's clock over here, and Central have one set to score.
2 minutes, 15 seconds.
Baker. On his own side of halfway. Captain coach Rowan Kelly, he knows what's required. Takes it towards the halfway line. Central, can they score? Away it comes through the back line. They're getting closer. 40 metres out from the Rosellas goal line. Back to Murphy. He gets the legs pumping and takes the shot there of Jake Finn. Last tackle now. Butcher boys, what's their option? Back to Brown. He's going to kick it high. This is anyone's. They go up and defuse the situation. Western Suburbs.
Very well done. Very professional.
Very well done in the dying minute of the match.
Very professional. They've been terrific under those high balls all afternoon. It's not the first time that Central have thrown it up in the air, created the lottery, but on that occasion it just didn't quite come off for them. They've been too good at the back.
A good talk, but there's still a minute to go on the clock. If they can force an error here, there's still a small opportunity.
Whilst there is life, there's definitely hope.
Well, that's brave going too wide, 2 or 3 passes wide on the last in the last set, coming off your own line.
They're up quickly. Rowan Kelly takes the ball carrier into the ground. Ty throws a wobbly pass out the back, cleaned up there by Chad Redmond. He's got to put boot to the ball.
Olé!
Oh, that's confidence there by the Butcher boys. Dane Bamblett. Oh, what a shot! Come and get that! That was a cracker! Riley Brown.
Well,
wrestled.
30 seconds left, Peter.
30 seconds on the Bar TV Sports scoreboard to go. What a match. Sunday afternoon football.
in its prime. Here's a kick and chase. They're coming through. But Western Suburbs are back there to save the day.
Too good.
Anderson trying to get the ball out of the arms of Gordon. Now to Brad Ty. Anderson again, trying to force the error. Not long to go in the match.
That's it.
The
Time's up.
siren goes in the background, and Western Suburbs, they bang the ball into touch. A grinding Newcastle Rugby League game to start Sunday afternoon football. A scoreless second half here as well. Unique in Newcastle Rugby League, but at full time the Rosellas have prevailed. They've defeated the Butcher Boys by 8 points to 4 here on Newcastle Rugby League game day.
A strange sort of game, wasn't it, Peter, really? It's one of those days where there isn't really going to be a better side or a worse side. It's just who hangs onto the ball and who takes their chances. And today, either side could have done it. Either side could have snatched the match. But as it was, West were a little bit more clever, a little bit more disciplined. And over the 80 minutes, I think pretty good value for the win.
And there's Riley Brown in his first game for Central. Hold their head proud, Central. That is for sure. Well, guys, time to talk man of the match. Which way are we leaning?
Well, it's a tough one, but look, I think Redmond's contribution in the second half to West, his kicking game was immaculate. He two or three 65-metre kicks. His dummy half play and his defence, I'd lean towards Redmond as man of the match. The game was ruined sort of as a spectacle with the rain. Heavy rain before the game and throughout the game. But look, I think these two sides on a dry pitch, it'd be a really good game to watch.
Okay, and of course our man of the match is thanks to the Dus Horn House. My German's not that good, but we'll go with that over at Charlestown. You'll be able to find them in other areas around town as well. Well, we'd like to thank our major sponsors in 2016. These telecasts wouldn't be available without the support of Top Better. Get in the game with topbetter.com.au. Benedict Recycling. Now, we know where your waste's going this week, Big Sweet. If you've got anything to throw to the trash, Benedict's Recycling. They're your first choice for recycling.
I'm going to see if they can bring the truck up to my place when next time I've got a house inspection.
I might need one of those big bins if they got one of them.
Got a bit of trash to throw out, have we, boys? All right. Anyone else to thank? Our broadcast partners have been covered. We'd like to thank the Newcastle Rugby League as well. Well, we'll be back on deck next weekend. We'll get the games out to you when we know which game the live stream will be. But, boys, thanks very much. Morgan Campbell, thanks for coming down. I hope you've dried out since you've got here.
I'm always ready to get pneumonia for the sake of rugby league.
And Big Swede, Big Swede, hey?
Thank you,
good
Pete.
night, Australia.
Good night, Australia.
And New Zealand. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed the contest here. Western Suburbs, too good after 80 minutes, running out victors by 8 points to 4.